Good evening, everyone. You're watching the Progress or Problem Aurora Election Political Debate 2025 broadcast live from Aurora Auditorium. You're watching us media collaboration partners in conjunction with the 25th MYSverse general election, which is Rakyat Penentu or Rakyat Decides. I'm Jayden from Aurora Television.
Dan saya Mer_SPM dari National Wire Service. Apa khabar semua? Selamat malam. Terima kasih kerana menonton rancangan khas pada malam ni. Langsung kami bawakan dari YT Aurora Television dan TikTok National Wire Service.
Tonight, we bring together the leading political voices of MYSverse to discuss their visions, performance, and priorities as the nation prepares for the 25th general election. I will discuss the panelists in English.
Manakala saya akan menyimpulkan perbincangan setiap pusingan dalam bahasa Melayu bagi memberi kefahaman kepada setiap lapisan penonton. Baik Jayden, tanpa kita membuang masa Jayden, apa kata kita perkenalkan siapakah individu-individu yang boleh saya katakan tokoh politik dan juga yang akan bertanding dalam pilihan raya umum MYSverse ke-25 6 hari sahaja lagi yang akan mewakili setiap penjuru dalam hashtag Rakyat Penentu 25 malam ni. Silakan Jayden.
Absolutely, Mir. Tonight, representing the major parties in this evening, we have from Parti Demokratik Malaysia, PDM, Mr. Toufan. From Gerakan Suara Bangsa, Mr. Clash, and Persatuan Anak Malaysia, Mr. Luke. Each will have an opportunity to share their insights and respond to questions concerning governments, policy, and leadership. This debate aims to help citizens make informed choices through clarity, respect, and accountability.
Baiklah, selain daripada Jayden selaku moderator utama, beliau juga akan dibantu oleh saudara Wirf Roblox. Apa khabar Wirf?
Khabar baik Mia, terima kasih.
Alright, jadi Wirf akan bertindak selaku pembantu moderator yang akan bertanyakan soalan-soalan tambahan dan susulan kepada panelis dalam debat ini. Tanding bukan sebarang tanding, debat bukan sebarang debat. Bukan siapa kita nak tuding, bukan siapa nak tunjuk hebat. Sebelum gelanggang debat kita dibuka secara rasmi pada malam ni, mungkin Jayden, apa kata kalau anda kongsikan apakah peraturan perdebatan pada malam ini? Silakan.
Thank you, Mir. Before we begin, here are the official rules for tonight's debate. Each party representative will have equal time to answer on every question. Each participant will have 180 seconds to deliver their statement once they begin speaking. Once a question is asked, the speaker must begin responding within 20 seconds. Failure to do so will result in disqualification from that round. If a representative wishes to challenge or respond to another party's statement, they may press the POI, or known as Point of Information button. However, POIs may not be offered during the first 30 seconds and the last 30 seconds of the 180-second speech, which is our protected time. Only the current speaker has the right to allow or deny the request. If permitted, the challenging party will have 15 seconds to state their point. Speakers are strongly encouraged to accept at least one POI during their statement to ensure maximum engagement. Throughout the debate, all participants must maintain respect and avoid personal attacks. This ensures a fair and professional discussion for the citizens watching tonight. Failure to do so, participants will be removed from the Aurora Auditorium. Now that the rules are clear, let's begin for the first round of questions. I will pass this to Mr. Wirf.
Thank you, Mr. Jayden. All right, so good evening, everyone. Today we will have three candidates with us today, specifically Mr. Luke Suzuran, Mr. Leo Sitofan, and Mr. Ship Malaysia, that will answer a few questions with us. So let's begin. So I would like to ask Mr. Leo Sitofan this question first, since he is from the Parti Demokratik Malaysia, the leading party in MYSverse. Good evening, Liu Tofan. How are you?
Good evening. I'm doing great. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Liu Tofan. So, without realizing it, we now only have less than a week, about 6 days left till voting day, right? And you've had practically 1 month, around a month since dissolution to prepare a manifesto, and yet we have not seen one. So, when can we expect your party to publish your manifesto?
All right. Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Now, I cannot say for sure when it will be released, but I can say that we are on the brink of releasing it. The policies have already been laid out, and we are doing some minor adjustment to perfect it. Nevertheless, good things take time. I believe that the people are very eager to see what PDM has to offer in the future, and so are we. So I hope the people is patient, waiting for us to release the manifesto. Thank you, Mr. Moderator.
Thank you. So, we'll now forward this to Mr. Luxuzuran. We'll just get some quick statements in on when these manifestos will release, because it's kind of annoying to not know what our parties would like to do and who we are voting for, right? So, Mr. Luxuzuran, are you here? All right, great.
Thank you.
So when would you guys post your manifesto?
Okay, so basically, PAM is already prepared our manifesto and currently making a minor change to complete it lah. And then some what I can say is it's about 19% to complete it. Yes, that's all.
Am I hearing correctly? This correct? Is it 19 or 90?
90%.
Okay, good. That's great to hear. We hope to see it within these few days, since it's only 6 days left to voting. So let's go to the newest coalition in MYS was GSB. Mr. Ship Malaysia, are you here?
Hello? Yes.
All right. So when can we expect GSB to publish their manifesto?
Can I continue in Malay one?
Sure.
Boleh tuan mengulangi soalannya dalam bahasa Melayu? Minta maaf
So kita
Adalah
tinggal
soalan
beberapa.
yang ditanyakan.
Okay, Mia.
Okey, soalan yang ditanyakan oleh saudara Wif itu tadi adalah kita ada tinggal lagi 6 hari dari Ship Malaysia untuk ramai orang akan mengundi pada pilihan raya umum ke-25. Tapi sampai sekarang, bayang manifesto daripada ketiga-tiga penjuru, malahan gerakan suara bangsa sekalipun, belum lagi kelihatan. Boleh ceritakan kenapa dan bila agaknya JSB akan melancarkan manifesto?
Baik. Sekarang ni kami dalam proses untuk buat manifesto tersebut. Jadi mungkin kita proses ni dalam the policy is done lah. Yang komponen utama telah kami siapkan. Dan kami sedang menunggulah untuk graphic designer kerana mereka sedang offline lagi. Baik, itu saja. Atau ia tidak menjawab soalan, minta maaf.
Alright. So, essentially what Mr. Ship Malaysia said is they will be able to release it, but it will take some time as it's in the process. Alright, great. So, I would like to direct the next question to Pam, because this is a question regarding their stance on PDM. Alright, so Luxuzuran. Are you here?
Hello, yes.
Okay, so great. So um you've been fighting it's not a good word, let's say being the opposition against PDM for a while now, right? So would you think that PDM has enough to be considered for re-election? Do you think that they are able to stably govern the country without much issues, or do you think they really need to step down from politics? Mr. Luxuran?
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. From my personal view, PDM has already been government since long time, and they are well more professional experience to govern in the MYS. But I think some clause on their leadership will govern the nations. So hello.
Yes. Yes. We can hear you.
So I think they need to step down because they are not MYSverse need a change, and the change Palm is ready to make it.
So why would PDM need to step down? Because MYSverse needs to change. What changes do you think that PAM can bring that PDM couldn't possibly bring up? Mr. Luxuran?
Alright. Okay, you want to do the why PDM need to step down because on their manifesto there's some promise to the rakyat that they don't what we call they don't execute it yet. Some of them like um from MOYS there's two things, which is Anugerah Sukan Kebangsaan, second one empowering local athletes, and there's some more. And I think PAM is really
Is really?
eager to help and perform it. And second one, the minister of PDM is not competent and using AI to make announcement, and the deputy minister also do that to answer some question in parliament. I think
All right, great.
that's all. Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right. So the representative for GSB has just arrived. The pride representative, Mr. Cynically Clash. However, I'm pretty sure that he has just went to get a drink to just freshen up right before he decides to make his comeback. All right, actually he's here. So please give us 1 second. We have a technical issue. Yes. Okay, so Mr. Cynically Clash, are you here? Can you open your mic?
Yes, I can.
All right, great. Thank you very much. So we were just talking about how. One second, I have to take up my papers. All right. So we were just talking about how PDM's contribution, if it's enough to be considered for re-election, and GSB has made their name as the primary, the new force that is trying to oppose PDM's governance for so long. So, what do you think that? What changes do you think that are necessary to move forward, and why PDM should step down?
All right. Let's analyze what PDM is. What PDM is for the past 5 years is being morally and creatively bankrupt in being government. Now, why do I say morally? In terms of being morally bankrupt, they've been clamping down on certain rights. They've been clamping down on fundamental freedoms that we have. They arrest protesters. They make medias follow the draconian rules, and this makes their government more similar to an autocracy instead of democracy. That is the irony of their party. Their name is democratic, yet they rule like autocrats. Now, why do I say creatively bankrupt? They've been here for the past 5 years, and they've been unable to promise ideas that are innovative. They're able to be innovative. Why? Because they've been promising the same things and repackage them in new words. We've been unable to see new things that come ahead unless we push them to their limit, unless we protest, unless we criticize them in public. And this is why we need a new government, because with GSB you will get a government that will brainstorm, a government that can put your interests first, a government that will be able to take your voices first, and be a government that serves you for the best. And being a party with a coalition with 5 parties, you will get that top service. You will get that kind of government that will put my god, that will be able to bring policies that are both innovative and in terms of public interest. Thank you.
All right, thank you. So now we've heard from the both of the opposition parties towards PDM. So let's hear from PDM now. What they think about what their fellow quote unquote enemies here have said to him. So Mr. Liu Sitofan, take it away.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. I think what we see happening today is not new at all. It's parties coming together as coalition to fight PDM. But here we are. We are standing here and remaining. We are focusing to serve the people. And what is funny to me is that JSB, in their press conference, warned that PDM should be wary of JSB's unity, saying that uniting all the opposition's party will challenge PDM's power in governance and parliament. But the reality is, BRM, one of the biggest component party, barely presented MQTs and criticism in parliament. And other parties in JSB have once or even never, I say, stepped foot in parliament. So I think they shouldn't really be talking here. So what is the guarantee that they will be able to properly voice the people while their experience says otherwise? And what we really need to question is, Does JSB really care about voicing the people as they claim, or they only care to see PDM out of office? Do we want a coalition that only cares about getting power in Putrajaya, or a party that is known to have been serving the people for half a decade and is still focused in doing so? I say that the choice is up for the rakyat to decide. Thank you, Mr. Moderator.
Thank you, Mr. Leositofan. Does any of our GSB or PM representatives have anything to say to that?
I do.
All right, Syndicate Flash, yes.
All right. Let's break this down as to what PDM just said. They said that these parties have have been unable to enter parliament. You know why they haven't set foot in parliament? Because your rules excluded them. Your rules made them excluded from the very democratic processes that we have. So by you saying that we shouldn't be talking here, by the fact that we are valued by our presence in parliament, and the fact that your rules excluded these smaller parties, and you think that we shouldn't talk, it's very fancy of you to be talking that. But once we kick you out of government, you'd be complaining as to why you are in government. And let's talk to the people. We GSB, we want to move forward with a more democratic process. This is why we are trying to amend the laws that we have. We're trying to amend the rules of the game. We're amending the act that we have that regulate elections, so that these small parties can have an opportunity to be able to oppose the government, to be able to have a chance in government. So I think that PDM shouldn't talk about small parties, about the value of the voices of these small parties. And I think it's incredibly offensive of how they try to and discredit the opposition parties from voicing themselves, from presenting themselves as the alternative. That's all that I have to say. Thank you.
All right, so quickly, just confirming, what kind of rules are you talking about when you say that these rules are stopping these smaller parties from being in parliament? What kind of rules are we talking about here?
Let's refer to the Parliamentary Elections Act. So in Parliamentary Elections Act is that parties have to attain 10% of the votes, and this time, and that's why in our manifesto, which will be released soon, we are trying to reduce that to 5%. But not just that, we're also trying to make the process easier for these small parties to be able to participate in politics, and this means also bringing out election reforms so that small parties are able to have the same chance, or even a better chance of entering parliament, so that our Malaysian political process isn't exclusive. It must be inclusive. It has to include parties, it has to include smaller parties, and it has to include the people. It has to include the diversity of opinions that we have. And that is what PDM doesn't understand. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you, Mr. Syndically Clash. I think we've heard enough for this first round. I will now pass it on to Mir to summarize it real quick.
Alright, terima kasih Wif dan semua ketiga-tiga calon pada malam ini. Memulakan topik dengan agak panas, memulakan topik dengan agak sensasi, melibatkan pentadbiran kerajaan Parti Demokratik Malaysia, termasuk juga apabila wakil gerakan suara bangsa turut menyentuh mengenai akta yang tidak digubal oleh Parti Demokratik Malaysia, yang saya kira sekian lama antara parti komponen dalam JSB iaitu Gerakan Rakyat sering menekankan hal ini untuk menurunkan nilai ambang undi dan sebagainya, tetapi masih lagi belum menjadi perhatian kepada Parti Demokratik Malaysia yang menjadi penghalang kepada parti-parti yang lain untuk sekurang-kurangnya memiliki kerusi dan juga kuasa di dalam Parlimen MYSverse. Jadi teruskan bersama dengan kami. Masih lagi kita membincangkan topik-topik yang hangat dan anda dengar dengan teliti, kerana setiap apa yang mereka katakan akan menjadi pembantu untuk anda memilih siapakah yang layak untuk bergelar kerajaan pada minggu hadapan Sabtu dan Ahad untuk anda turun mengundi berdasarkan telah apa yang mereka kongsikan. Baik Wir, kembali semula sesi perdebatan ini untuk anda.
Alright, I think Mr. Mir got it wrong. Actually, I will be taking for round 2. It's okay, Mir. I'll be
Alright.
taking for.
Maaf, okay. Jayden, silakan Jayden.
Alright, thank you.
Alright.
Thank you, Mr. Mir. Alright, let's begin to the round 2.
Yes.
Recently, an active party member, even holding a high position in the party, was removed from the position. We observe changes and transitions from one party to another, or in cynical terms, political frogs. How does your party handle internal accountability while maintaining stability? Can I get a response from Mr. Taufan, please, PDM?
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Let me recall. I believe the question earlier is about in how we keep internal stability in the party, right?
Yes.
Accountability.
Okay. So, Mr. Moderator, we handle everyone equally in our party, whether an ordinary member or a high-ranking member. We will hold necessary investigations within the Internal Affairs Department and also without the interference of the Party Leadership Council for the purpose of keeping it not biased during investigations. And that's why I say the way we do it in PDM guarantees that guarantees that internal conflict will not arise inside the party leadership. The internal department is doing their job, investigating, so on. Therefore, PDM has the right method to keep political stability, and that's why we are the one fit to be government. Because I say, without internal stability, whether in party or in government, everything will collapse. Whether you are government or oppositions. I think that is all from me. Thank you, Mr. Moderator.
Thank you to Mr. Liu. What about Mr. Luke? What is your opinion about it?
Can I speak Malay? Yes.
Can, sure.
Baik. Untuk soal
What is your
internal,
opinion of how does your party handle internal accountability while maintaining stability?
parti PAM telah kami telah mengambil langkah yang wajar untuk mengatasi masalah-masalah sebegini, hal dalaman parti ini, seperti beberapa banyak kes yang telah berlaku sejak kebelakangan ini, dan dalam masa yang sama kami telah pun lebih cakna tentang hal ini, dan Jabatan Hal Ehwan Dalaman kami juga telah mengambil tindakan yang tegas dalam isu ini. Dan di samping itu juga
Selain itu juga,
anda semua boleh merujuk ke perlembagaan baharu kami yang telah dipindakan dan telah diluluskan oleh ROS baru-baru ini. Dan saya rasa itu sahajalah untuk
okay, kalau saya nak menambah untuk saudara Luke daripada Persatuan Anak Malaysia, apa pendirian saudara Luke Suzuran sendiri terhadap katak-katak politik ni yang boleh dikatakan antara yang mewarnai roh politik di MYSverse secara keseluruhannya? Pandangan anda macam mana?
baik, bagi saya katak lompat-melompat ni sudah menjadi tradisi kat MYSverse ni. Semua parti ada yang melompat sana melompat sini, dan saya rasa ini merupakan satu tindakan yang tidak salah pun, sebab kita semua ada hak kita sendiri untuk memilih jalan yang sesuai untuk kita bagi memimpin ataupun menerajui parti itu sendiri. Itu saja.
Baik, terima kasih. Kembali semula kepada Jayden.
Look, nak tanya sikit. Tadi Luke cakap bahawa lompat parti adalah benda yang baik. Betul ke tak?
Tak dikatakan salah pun.
So
Kenapa?
so let's say if PAM lah. Lepas tu aku tak suka, malas nak jadi opposition setiap kali. I jump to PDM. Rasanya betul
Okay.
tak? Rasanya betul
Dia-
tak, Luke?
Dia malas mengambil tanggungjawab tersebut.
Malas menjadi opposition. Setiap kali PAM menjadi opposition, dia rasa malas. So, would you say that if they jump to PDM, that's good? That's a good thing. Do you think that's correct?
Baik. Sebab itu. Sebelum mereka melompat, saya rasa mereka pun memberi alasan kenapa mereka melompat, dan alasan itu kami akan gunakan. Dan sudah.
Maaf, saya hari ni sakit ya.
Ada apa-apa lagi daripada saudara Lok Suzuran?
Mungkin tengah fikir kot.
Baik.
10 saat untuk Lok Suzuran.
Hello, okay. Selepas
Alright,
mereka
tak apa. Ni. Silakan Lok. Last.
jelas. Bila kami dapat tahu alasan tu, mereka boleh lompat, tetapi parti mungkinlah hilang kepercayaan kepada individu sebab atas alasan sebegitu. Yes, itu saja.
So,
Alright,
wouldn't
terima
you
kasih.
tak rasa kalau macam tu tak ada loyalty ke langsung? Macam tu akan ada banyak kes-kes macam cakap espionage. Boleh cakap macam tu. Tak rasanya nanti takut ada leak kalau ada banyak kes disloyal ni.
Okay. Soal kesetiaan dalam parti ini, semua orang mungkin ada kekurangan dalam
Okey, tak apa. Kita bagi Jayden sebab kita ada kekangan masa sikit. So, Jayden?
Thank you, Mr. Rift. I'll continue then. Okay. Clash. Is it true that jumping to another party is good for you? Can we get a response, Mr. Clash?
So let me just explain real quick, because political frogs are a party issue. A lot of Malaysian history is practically defined on political frogs, such as BVA and much more. But we believe that political frogs cannot be regulated through laws, despite many of those proposals, because that would go against the fundamental political right that we Malaysians have to be able to participate in a party that aligns with their politics. However, is it good that we're able to jump around? Let's explain this. It's good that we have that political freedom, but it's not good for the kind of reputation. It defines the very reputation that we individually have. It's a matter of party. It's a matter of discipline. Are we able to stay in the same party? Are we able to join the party that aligns with our politics, or are we just there to capitalize and exploit that party? That's the question that we must have, and as stars and political members have to ask this on a daily basis. How does this relate to good governance? We must have people that are consistent. We must have ministers that are consistent. We must have prime ministers that are consistent. We have to have MPs that are consistent. We can't have members that are going around jumping parties because they think that they don't have an opportunity there. And I
One
think,
moment, please. Sorry.
sorry,
Mr. Leositov has apparently brought up a point of interest. Mr. Leositov.
sure.
Can I add, Mr. Clash said that it is not good for personal reputation, right, for him to be one of those frogs. But aren't you, Mr. Clash himself, one of the frogs? You went from PDM to BRM and now GDS. So are you trying to say that your reputation is also tarnished?
I think Mr. Toffan is bringing out a missed context. I've been not in politics for the past a year or so. I haven't in politics for over a year, and in the past I've been a BRM member, but now I'm in GDS, and now we're together in GSB. So I think that our vision remains aligned. So I think that's what Mr. Toffan is trying to frame, and his framing is very malicious. His framing ignores context, and that's the kind of government that you're gonna have, that ignores you even. So that's the context that you need to have. That's the kind of context that, now continuing to our argument of consistency, we must have members that are able to present policies through same platforms, through same channels, and if we are able to have people that are consistent in our party, that will be beneficial for us. So yes, we need to have the opportunity, the freedom that is allowed to us to participate in a party that aligns with their politics, because I am using this right. But we cannot be jumping around just because there is no benefit for us to be staying in a party. We must have individuals that aren't interested in politics because they want jobs, because they want a ministerial portfolio, and because they're too interested in power. Thank you.
Right. Clash, I would like to quickly ask you the question I asked Luke. So, do you think as if like what's the party again? GDS, or is it GDS, right?
Yes.
So, imagine a person in GDS is to be the opposition. Like, imagine that you get elected into parliament, you are the opposition, they are bored of being the opposition, and then they suddenly jump to PDM. What do you think about that?
Like I said, this person cannot be regulated through the laws that we have, because we have that fundamental political right. However, because this is a party issue, GDS has to try and make that effort so that we are fielding in candidates that actually want to work, candidates that actually want to represent, candidates that actually want to propose policies that are creative. So we don't want those candidates to be just sitting around lazy, and we don't want those candidates to just go around, and we want to prevent people from jumping over to parties. So that's why parties have the responsibility of teaching their candidates the very value and essence of their party, and also give more opportunities to candidates to be able to actualize themselves, so that they don't jump around parties, and tell them that they have opportunities here. They don't have to jump elsewhere. That they are accepted here, that they are appreciated here, so that they don't have to find appreciation somewhere else. And that's why while political frogs are given that freedom, we need to ensure that our candidates are disciplined. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Clash. That's a very personal experience. All right, so I'll pass it back to Jayden. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Brief. So let's talk about artificial intelligence. And use of AI in government communications have become increasingly common, and we got evidence of it. One of the press statement from PAM recently has posted in the Discord server. Sorry, let me rephrase that. Recently, PAM pushed out a press statement in their Discord server, and as you can see here, 64% are mainly from AI generated, and the rest are just humanly written. What are your views on the integration of AI in political campaigns or it used during public debates and arguments? Can I get a response from PDM?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Moderator. So, in regards to artificial intelligence, I sincerely think that artificial intelligence is not a bad thing. It's not. It's actually very helping for us to learn from it, to use it, but we should draw a line for it, okay? We should be utilizing it and not exploiting it. And what I mean by utilizing it, you may use artificial intelligence if you want to broaden your dictionaries while reading statements, for example, or maybe you want to brainstorm an idea. But what's bad is when you are exploiting the artificial intelligence itself. For example, you just straightforward tell the chat GPT to write a statement for you, for your party, for blah blah blah. What is this? This is just pure laziness, I might say. So I think that's it. We must use intelligence. We must use not must lah. We can use artificial intelligence, but we need to know where to draw the lines. Thank you.
Okay, can we get a response from PAM, please, which is Mr. From PAM, Mr. Luke. What are your opinions?
So jadi pada pendapat saya, kegunaan AI ni ia memang baik dan sangat membantu dalam kehidupan seharian. Tapi saya rasa di kalangan Kabinet Menteri PDM ada yang tidak menggunakannya sewajarnya. Dan dalam kenyataan menteri pun telah terbukti yang dia menggunakannya 100% saya rasa. Jadi kegunaan AI ni sebenarnya boleh dijaga, tetapi
All right, he randomly left. Jayden?
Right. It seems like the member from PAM has left the server, so it's okay. We'll move on to Mr. Clash. What's your opinion about it?
Right. So we're talking about the use of AI, but in terms of what the image that we've been presented of PAM statement being mostly AI, is that in my personal opinion, I am personally against the use of AI, but we must realize that we cannot prevent the use of AI by others. People can use AI but they have to be aware of the real life consequences that will happen. Just because we cannot think for another 30 minutes, we cannot think of words to form them through our thinking, through our brain, through our mind. Is that what are those real life consequences? Drinkable water being depleted, energies being used excessively, artists being ripped off, and writers being ripped off as well. So that's the kind of things that we have to realize by using AI. But we have to think about this issue more expansively. Is that while we can talk about the benefits of AI, that AI isn't all bad, is that we have to know the consequences of AI. We have to be able to realize the risk of AI. Why can AI be potentially dangerous to the people that use them and to the people that are being ripped off by AI? Because copyright infringement is real. Copyright infringement is something that happens when we try and use AI. So this is the kind of things that we have to realize. It's the kind of realization that we must possess when we talk about the issues of artificial intelligence. Sure, you can use AI, but there are consequences to it. While I am personally against the use of AI, I cannot stop you from using AI. I can only educate you that AI is bad. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Clash, I have another question. You just now said that AI is bad, am I right?
In my personal opinions, yes.
Okay, in your personal opinions, yes. So, I wanted to ask, have you ever pledged to never use AI ever?
In my real work, in my personal work, I try very hard not to use AI. I try very hard not to use AI. A lot of my assignments in school, a lot of my assignments in my party, a lot of the things that I have to do in my party are never based on AI. And I will try to fight for that, and I will try to ensure that whatever I write will not contain AI. Of course, these AI detectors tend to have problems in themselves of identifying human writing as AI, but that's because AI trains from the writing of humans. That's why some human writings are able to be detected as AI for just like a smidge of 5 to 10%. And that's why it's an issue for us, because we cannot differentiate what is human and what is AI. And when that happens, we can no longer appreciate creativity. We can no longer appreciate thinking. We cannot appreciate critical thinking. We cannot appreciate anything that a human does that an AI can. So for me, I'll try not to use AI. I'll try my best not to use AI. I'll try my full capability to try and not use AI. That's all.
Okay. Well, you said that AI is not good for you, as bad for you, but yet you still said that you tried not to use AI, and at the same time you say that AI is actually good for, a few tasks. So what are you trying to say here? Is AI truly good or bad for us?
All right. So since you wanted me to convince you that AI is bad, let's explain. Let's roll back to the reasons as to why I say AI is bad. Because I did say that people can use AI, but you have to realize that there are consequences to it. That there are problems to it. It can potentially risk you and the people that are being ripped off by AI. Is that drinkable water, which is just 1% of the water that we are able to 1% of the water that is in the world is being depleted. What happens if that 1% of water is gone? We won't have any more water to drink. And AI uses a lot of water, around 5 glasses of water just to process a prompt and then generate something out of it. That's why energies are also being used excessively, because these things require server. These things require thinking from this mechanical brain, and it's not just that. It's also copyright infringement. Is that artists and writers are being ripped off. Artists that make paintings, writers that create poems, that create critical writings, they're being ripped off. Why? Because AI takes their writings and then puts them into their thinking and then try to rewire them, and they do that without the permission of the creators that make these writings. They just take them from the internet and boom, it happens. So that's the implication is that we won't be able to acknowledge the difference between what is human and what is AI, and we will be unable to appreciate art as it is, and we won't be able to appreciate art as it is because while we are here championing climate change, we're unable to realize that climate change, that using AI also affects climate change. And that's the implication that we need to realize. That's the kind of potential that we have to realize. It's not just the benefit of AI that we should see, but also the dangers of AI. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Luke. Mr. Clash. Can I just ask one more question? Will you pledge to not use AI?
In my personal opinion, of course, I'm not scared to take that pledge because I know that hopefully I won't use AI. I will try my best not to use AI. I will take that pledge and I will agree with that pledge.
All right. Well, I'll move the next question to Wirf. So Wirf, as you heard just now, he will not use AI. So he will try his best to not use AI, right? So all right, it's okay. We'll move to the next question, Mr. Wirf. You please ask.
All right, thank you. So we've been talking with Clash Orbit, and unfortunately, our PM friend has taken an early leave due to having dinner with some special people in his life. So we will not interrupt him further. We will try to contact his sponsor to get a representative in. But great. So with okay, let's just continue talking to Clash Orbit. Sorry, Liu Tofan, our question list doesn't really have much for you today. We'll have much more for you in a bit. All right, Clash. So Clash, are you here? I'm pretty sure you're here.
Yes,
You
I
were
am.
just
Yes,
here.
I
All right.
am.
Cool. So we want to talk about this person, Rino Ashri. Right? He was a member. I'm not sure if he's still a member. I'm pretty sure he was or is still a member of GSB. He was banned from MYSverse, and according to a TikTok post of his, it was due to the use of alternate accounts. He was apparently Kyrie before this person in, if I'm not mistaken, Gerakan Rakyat. So MYS moderation is quite tight. They don't really mess up that much. It's, if anything, it's only that few times. So how can the rakyat trust you to let's say oppose PDM when we have these types of stuff happening? And we also have Isrul, I'm not sure his full username, but yeah, he was a member of Akram, which is in GSB, and he has made some issues before this. He's claimed he was a pink card holder, something that some Malaysians may understand. I'm not going to go into that. I do not want to get banned off these debates. So, what could GSB have to say to that? How can the rakyat trust GSB that this issue will not happen again? And if GSB supports these types of cases?
We believe that Ryano and Israel, when they left GSB because they were banned from MYSverse, we believe that they've done it on their own accord, and we fully support them, and we fully thank them for doing it because it shows the integrity that they have. Once they're unable to be once they were unable to participate in the political process that we have, it becomes an issue for them, and that perhaps will affect and that perhaps affects the kind of integrity that we have and that they have, that they've left on their own accord. And we believe that it is good for the party, and we believe and we thank Ryan for doing it on his own accord, right? We and I believe that while GSB won't be perfect on all sides of the aisle, is that at least try and present that integrity to you, especially when we are in government. If we do a mistake, if we do something that initiates the wrath of the people, we will try and fix it. And if we cannot fix it, we will hold ourselves accountable. We will accept those mistakes. We won't just go around and drop down the protest and then complain that I am being protested, like what PDM did months ago when we held our own protest against PDM when they tried to enact constitutional amendments and ISA amendments. And I believe that while this is a matter of partisan integrity, we believe that what Ryan did was for the best, and we support his move to ensure the integrity of the coalition and also the integrity of himself. Thank you.
All right, so that's great. So, but does GSB know that Reno wasn't out prior to his ban, prior to him leaving?
Of course, I believe when he left, it was very surprising. It was really, it was really, it was a shock to us. But as a coalition, we have to adapt quickly. We cannot just sit around and then be surprised for a day or two. We have to move our coalition. People will not care that we're taking a break for one day just because two people left. We have to move forward. We have to move on. That's why when things like this happen, we try to field new candidates that fill in Ryano and Israel. And I think we believe that this reflects the values that GSB have, is that we're adaptable, we are quick, we are dynamic. We will put whenever there are adversities in our time, whenever there are difficulties in our time, we will try to solve those situations. We will try to adapt to the kind of situation that we are being put in. That's all.
All right, so, and would you fight for Reno? Let's say in his previous party, some people did try and say he was a good person, he was this and that prior to being removed by his party in Akram. And in Singapore, he was the president or prime minister there. I don't quite remember. I'm pretty sure he was a prime minister, but he was apparently voted out of position because he was talking about some things that I cannot repeat here. Would why didn't GSB fight for Reno?
I think that when he resigned, it is completely up to his decision. I believe that
regarding his ban, not regarding him resigning.
We did try to appeal his ban, but he did resign on his own accord. While he was banned, and we did try to appeal that ban to the administration. We did try to have the party is that Ryan resigned on his own accord. That he didn't resign just because we told him to. Is that he resigned because he himself told himself to do it. It's not that it's not that he didn't fight for his appeal. Of course, he's maybe fighting for that appeal, but and GSB is also putting some of our effort. We're putting our effort to helping him get unbanned, but it's also a matter of his integrity. He believes that he cannot move on with in this kind of state. Is that if he moves in his current state of being banned, it will pose a vulnerability in our coalition, and I think that's an admirable thing to be able to see through Rhino. Thank you.
So just a simple yes or no question. Did he deny that he wasn't out? Did he mention to you or anything? Did he deny that? Did he deny that he was in fact an out?
I'm not aware that he's an alt, but I'm not aware that he's an alt, and I think this is a GSP party issue. I don't necessarily handle the things that the GSP that inside whatever is happening in the appeal. I'm not necessarily updated to it, but there is an effort to try and unban him. I do know that, but I think as to terms where he is an alt or not, I remain unaware of that, and I hope that you, Mr. Word, can provide some context to it.
Context to?
Context to how context as to the terms of his alt.
All right. So in a moment, let me show you some pictures. I'm not sure if the public has seen these photos. I'm pretty sure they have, since it is on his public Twitter, TikTok account. I've sent it privately to you. So these are what's that we have found about his ban. So essentially, he says, quote unquote, bila kita dah bersih tetapi tiba-tiba kena ban for out account, semua tahu Reno Ashri used to be KH4IRXI. So I'm not sure what he's saying there is he's admitting to it, but he did say something about when we are clean. So was he trying to hide himself as Reno Ashri? But then now since that he figured out, oh, they caught me. Is this him admitting it? Would you say so?
I don't think the fact that he resigned from GSB necessarily means that he's admitting to being an alt. I think that
Not resigning from GSB. You've sent you some photo. I'm not sure
Yeah.
the public seen it.
Yeah.
I've described it to the public. The band, that video, that TikTok video.
but Rhino Ashray was initially changed his name from Kyrie to Rhino Ashray, I believe. And in terms of what the SPR has to say about it, in terms of what proof SPR has to say about it, we believe that we'll have to wait on their explanation. We'll have to wait on their clarification. I believe that it's not very wise to be jumping into conclusions, but we have to hear as to why SPR thinks that both that Israel and Rhino are different alt accounts. So we'll have to see through that. Thank you.
Quickly just saying this is from the moderation. This is a moderation ban, not the SPR ban. So did you just is it in your opinion that Reno is in fact Kyrie? Your opinion. Your personal opinion.
Yeah, I'm unaware of that, so I'll have to brief myself on this. Thank you for raising this issue, and I'll hope to talk to my party members as to why this happened. But as far as my party is concerned, as they've explained it to me, is that Rhino is not an alt account of Israel, and we believe we need to see some explanations as to how this happened, how a moderation ban could happen, and that's why GSB is also fighting for his appeal, right? So that's something that we have to pay attention to. Thank you.
All right, so we hope to actually hear from GSB about this, probably in a post or press statement. So we'll now go ahead to PDM and ask something about the same. So Leo Sitofan, we've been ignoring you for a bit. Sincere apologies. So are you here? Yes, you are here. So, what is your opinion on some of these parliamentary members being not allowed to participate in GE25, like how GSB is facing? And is PDM facing the same things? And how would you guys plan to take care of this out account issue?
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. In regards to the wait, in regards to the issues raised by you regarding GSB, I think it is. I think it is not the fault of the parties that these people are being held back to contest in general election. I believe it is all from the personal problems or that they have maybe within the community and so on. And I don't think PDM have such issues. I think PDM is clean as far as I know. But in regards to how we would tackle this alt account would be up to our internal affairs department to do their research properly, because every time a person wishes to join PDM as a member, our internal affairs department will do a background check. And I believe if the account is also too young, it will not be accepted. But if they somehow manage to get through the background check, then we have to rely on reports by the people itself, so that we can know who is using alt account also. Nevertheless, we do not condone such acts of using alt accounts. I believe it is fraudulent and bad for the politics itself. And I think that's all. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Josito. Fun we've been from you. All right, so let's go to next segment. Actually, no, let's have Mir summarize a bit of the previous round. So go ahead, Mir.
That's
Mir ada. All right. So while we enter the final round, we'll have some topics. We'll just be talking about it, honestly. So in recent news, some PAM members have been campaigning against BRM very harshly, apparently, with various graphics, which thank you to them, I am able to quickly review what they are trying to talk about. So, unfortunately, I'm pretty sure okay. Clash is here. So, 1 second, let me find these things. Okay, great. Cynically Clash, yes. So, I'd like to quickly ask you about Tun Roblox. I'm pretty sure he's still a Tun. Tun Roblox endorsing PDM in a recent post by Utusan MYS. So, what do you think of that, since he was in a part of the GSB? Yes? Before it rebranded into Ubah? Before Ubah rebranded into GSB.
Just
So, what do you think about that?
let's try to change. Let's try to change that GDS is a party and GSB is a coalition. Yeah.
So GSB is a coalition.
Yes, but
Okay, thank you for enlightening me.
yeah, yeah. So just a slight correction. It's okay. But I think we did get this question from other media companies. But we have to say this is that it's important to value Roblox's opinions. That we have to place his opinions the same way that we value other people's opinions. We have that goal of garnering support and momentum, but that's why we're doing that through GSB, because we believe that by establishing GSB as a movement, by uniting the opposition parties into one to form a united coalition, it means that GSB isn't built on the failures that one party has. It's built on the initiative of five political parties, the initiative of political figures to work together so that they can achieve something creative, so they can achieve something innovative, so that they can achieve a governance that is great. So that's why when Roblox says this, it's not that he's trying to discredit the movement that GSB has. Is that it's politics, I think it's politics. Is that he's playing the same game of politics that we are also playing. He has every right to align himself with the politics of PDM the same way that he's able to align himself with the politics of GDS. Because he was the co-founder of PDM. Let's put that to context. Then he made GDS, and then he made Ubah before it became GDS, so that he can advance the ideology, the ideas that they have. I think this is fine. Everyone has the entitlement. Everyone is entitled to that political right to be able to align themselves with parties according to the values that everyone, particularly Roblox, has. And this is why we've said it when about that party hopping, is that everyone has a right to align themselves with the political process that they have. And I think this is important to know, because GDS is not necessarily binded to what Roblox has to say now. Is that we're trying to move forward with a new vision. Is that we're trying to move forward with new ideas. And I think it's natural. It's natural that Roblox may disagree with this approach. It's natural that Roblox may have some things to say. And I think this isn't a disadvantage to us, but actually how we want to synergize our ideas with the people, how we want to present our ideas to the people. And this is very important, because as parties we have to expose the voters to the ideas that we have, so that they can accept it, so we can accept it, and everyone can synergize on those ideas and work together to achieve a policy that everyone can agree on, policies that people think are brave and also realistic. And I think, so I believe that the framing of Roblox's opinions on GDS, or even to an extent GSP, does not necessarily mean that it will disadvantage us. It doesn't mean that we suddenly fall from the sky because someone says bad things about our party. It's normal. Everyone says bad things about other parties. We say bad things about PDM. We say bad things about PAM. But that doesn't mean that we're trying to discredit the same way that they criticize us, the same way that they say bad things about us. Is that they're not trying to necessarily to antagonize us, but that's just politics. We want to see whose government can be better, whose adversarial techniques can work, because that is politics, right? And even people like Roblox can also see it. So yes, don't take Roblox's words too hard, but to mine. We have to put put his words to process it and then integrate it to our ideas, the same way that we integrate the people's ideas into our policies and our manifesto. Thank you.
All right, cool. So, just one quick question. Does GTS feel sad or unfortunate that its previous founder or co-founder is now aligning with the party that it intended to take down when it was initially Ubah?
I think we're not disappointed at. I think things change. The vision of the party changes. It's like when Naki changed the party to align with the visions that we want to present. It's not necessarily disappointing that Roblox has to say A, B, and C, but it's that we have to take Roblox's opinions of A, B, C, and then take them into account. We have to put that into account because why we want to be a government that is accountable. We want to be a government that is open to everyone, even to PDM voters, even to PAM voters. We want to have that kind of openness and transparency to the people that we serve, to the people that we are trying to garner votes from. And I think that the opinions of Roblox doesn't necessarily tarnishes our movement, but instead it fuels it. It's so that our movement is more synergized. It's so that our movement is better, so that our movement can be more mature, so that our movement can establish a stronger foundation in the way we conduct our politics and our service to the people. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Clash. So, just want to ask you, are you really that confident that you won't face the same fate as Ubah, where where the leadership practically went inactive after one term?
No, I think our guess will try. I think let's be transparent, right? Because I said we have to be transparent. GDS does have some issues. GDS does have the problems that Roblox correctly pointed out, that there is an issue in momentum, there's an issue of garnering support, there is an issue of garnering members. But that's what every political party faces. Is that they have to face a chronic issue that they have to fix. And I think facing problems isn't necessarily just something that GDS. It's something that every party has, and I believe that while GDS itself does have some issues that it must face, we believe that it's worth a try to put in our effort to fix that. It's worth a try to be presenting the ideas that we have that may not garner enough support for the people, but then also present them to the people, explain them so that people can support it even better, so we can build on the movement that we have. So tonight I'm not just talking about GDS, but also to the extent of GSB, as to how are we going to build that movement. And that movement happens to be uniting the opposition parties so we can synergize, we can lead together, and we won't do it alone. That we need other parties, we need their help, that we need their cooperation, so that we can put forward policies that are better, they're stronger, and have foundational, that are based on the foundations of being achievable, of being innovative as well. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Clash. So I will now direct this to Mr. Leo Sitofan. So, Problox Alien, he's previously clearly stated that he was against PDM at some point, but now he's turning a new face, saying, "Oh, PDM is a good party. I'm supportive of this party now." So, what do you guys think? What this be? Oh, he's coming back to me? Would he turn his back on me again? Like, what do you guys think about this?
Okay. So firstly, to be very honest, at some points, I didn't really like Mr. Problox. In fact, maybe I even hated him for just when we had an issue within the Kocheng Chizi government, and he just pulled out of the government. He resigned and then left to blame us for some of his failures during the government. But today he said that he is endorsing us and he have turned his back against us. It's kind for me it's kind of a mixed feeling lah. But I'm glad for him to realize that PDM is the better choice, and clearly GDS is not fit to be government. They have failed to, like Problox said, they have failed to garner enough support, and their rebrand from Ubah to GDS has probably cost them to be to be wait to be less popular a bit, you know. And
Mhm.
I think in regards to Poblox, whether I hate him or not, now it's not the relevance anymore because it's all in the past and we are moving forward, trying to build a country together. And I thank Roblox for endorsing PDM. In fact, I I am very much indebted to him for his endorsement and also the PDM, of course. Therefore, I think I think what Problox said about GDS has also some truth to it. Like what I said. And what he said about William S. Richford being an experienced PM with an experienced minister, I think that is all very nice of him. Very nice of him, very kind of him. And thus I think that and thus I think that and thus I think that we shall heed to Mr. Problox's call to support PDM this election. Thank you.
Right, thank you. And right, so now I want to quickly just ask you about some of let me get this correctly. GSB. Yes, GSB's plans to reduce the vote quota from 10% to 5%. What do you think about that? Does PDM have a similar idea, or are they supportive? Or correction, sorry. Cynically Clash has a point of interest. So Cynically Clash, yes.
Okay, it's crazy that Leo says that he appreciates Problox because he's supporting PDM. Because we need to, make a point here. Leo said he hated Problox back then because he doesn't support him. But now he appreciates him for supporting PDM. That's the kind of opportunistic nature that PDM has. So actually, this one question is simple to be presented to PDM, to Mr. Leo. What do you actually stand for here, especially when it comes to Problox? You say you hate Problox, and then you say you appreciate him for supporting you. Are you just using Roblox to support your party, or are you actually putting that genuine care of Roblox being a supporter of your party? Are you just using this as an opportunity for PDM to just garner votes because your quote unquote former enemy now endorses your party? What do you actually stand for here? That's the kind of question that we must present here. Thank you.
May I, Mr. Moderator, may I?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so, Miss Clash, I think it doesn't contradict at all that I hated Mr. Problox back then. I didn't hate it Mr. Problox for not supporting me. Please don't misquote me. I hated Problox for pulling out of the government and tried to blame his mistake on us. But the fact that today he's endorsing PDM, I can do nothing about it. But thank him for the endorsement. What can I say to Mr. Problock? Oh, you used to hate PDM, all this, all that. You say to PDM, all this, all that. Now you're trying to say you want me to just suddenly hate Miss. You want me to just suddenly bring up past controversies to him just because I had past grudges on him. Do I still think that Mr. Problox is wrong for what he did? Yes, but do I think that Mr. Problox was right about PDM and TDS? Also yes. So there can be two truths, Mr. Clash. So that's what I'm trying to say here. Thank you.
Right. So I completely forgot my previous question. So let's go to a new question. All right. So I've pasted an image into our chats. You should see it. Something about PAM sending cakap tak serupa bikin with BRM. Mr. SRJ1200 saying MYS tak ada mengena dengan real life. Don't bring real life issues to Roblox issues. And then BRM also posting a TikTok video about Free Palestine and We Stand with Palestine. So GSB. Yes, GSB. What do you guys think about this? What do you guys think about the apparent hypocrisy brought up by PAM in this post?
I believe that BRM has every right to say that that something in real life is an important issue to bring, and I believe that the kind of issue that BRM that is bringing is also it's valid, and I think that PAM shouldn't be politicizing a genocide that is happening. I think that that PAM shouldn't be exploiting the kind of politics that the internal politics that BRM has as to say why we are not necessarily campaigning, but we are endorsing one of the issues is that BRM believes that as a collective party they are presenting that a certain issue in real life is essential to bring up and if PAM is trying to bring up the hypocrisy as political points, as a point of politicization that they want to present in campaigning, then I think that is really dirty politics. I believe that it's completely that it is really unethical. It is really immoral to be bringing up this point because they believe that the matter of genocide politicization is important to garner votes. So that is malicious. Thank you.
All right, great. And PDM. I've recently read in the politics channel in MYSverse that a person has brought up that PDM was also a quote-unquote culprit by talking about the recent fire at Putra Heights. So what do you guys have to say for yourselves?
For this issue, I think we have to draw a line between real life politics and real life incidents or accidents or genocides or even war that is happening. If you are talking about some real politics thing, like maybe Madani or PAS or something, that is definitely shouldn't be brought up in Roblox politics. But in regards to standing with solidarity with Palestine or the victims at the Putra Heights, that is just standing in solidarity and does not have any correlation at all of trying to bring real life politics into Roblox politics. So I think it is a non-issue that we want to say that we want to stand in solidarity. We want to make our points clear with things that is actually happening in real life. So we think that it is important to address them, but we shouldn't be addressing political issues in real life. But if it is on the condition that it is a widely what you say it is a widely it is a consensus that this thing is not a political thing. It's about an incident. It's about a genocide. For example, if you in context of Russia versus Ukraine war, we shouldn't be talking about that in raw politics. It's definitely out of our jurisdiction to talk about that. But in regards to incidents at Putra Heights, what is the harm in trying to pray for them? So that is. I'm sorry if I have been mentioning too explicitly some of these incidents. That is on my bad. That is my bad. But that is my point lah. I think that is all. Thank you.
Okay, great, cool. So we'll continue some stuff about actual Roblox politics. So let's talk about some sectors that politics haven't really touched in recent times. The what's it called? The police and military sector. So a lot of times I've seen that people are talking about how the MAF is inactive. What can the government do to revitalize that, or how police is corrupt and such, not such. How? So what could the government? What will you do as a government? What will happen under your governance to counter these issues? I will let Tofan talk about this first, since he hasn't been asked really in the past few rounds. Mr. Liu, can you hear me?
I'm sorry. Can you say the question again? I kinda I was dealing with something.
Sorry. Okay. So I will repeat the question again, but then I'll give you some time to think. I'll let Clash talk about the question first. So essentially, the question is, since we have had the military, the police for a while now, and we haven't really touched on them. The political sector has already touched on those parts. So what can the government do? What will your government do if elected to deal with some common issues, such as how the military is inactive, how police is apparently allegedly corrupted, and whatnot? What will your government do if you are elected into government? So I'll let Clash answer this first while you get some time to think.
All right. So I'm really grateful. I'm really happy that you've asked this question, because home affairs and the defense is one of our essential points that are going to be in our manifesto. Firstly, I believe that I believe that one of our policies are going to be, I believe here. Oh yeah, at least let's start from the home affairs. So from home affairs is that we're going to be protecting the rights that people have. It's that we realize that there were repressive conducts. There were repressive conducts against the people when they are protesting. When people are protesting police officers come up with riot shields, with full riot gear, and that is a really unequal force, and we believe that things have to change. Things that have to change, but it doesn't mean that we think that that police is necessarily has to be antagonized in this moment. Is that we have to try and conduct dialogues with the police, because that's the thing, right? We need to synergize our communication with with federal agencies, with federal forces, even if they're not under our purview, even if they're under the administration. Is that we want to communicate the issues that the people have regarding the police force, and the kind of rights that we want to protect. And that's why it's incredibly important that we focus the home affairs sector on the matter of, say, protecting your rights, and also say about about making laws that also protect your. It's also important that we make the police force, that we make police aware of that we make them aware of the kind that we have, of the kind of policies that we want to bring, the kind of service that we want to bring. Is that we don't want repression in our society. We don't want violence, institutional violence in our society, because it will be worded as institutional violence, and institutional violence will be a part of our manifesto. Is that institutional violence cannot be appreciated. It cannot exist because it goes against the freedoms and the rights that the people have. Is that we want to talk to the police force about the matter. Is that we want to bring important points. Is that we want to protect your civil rights. We want to protect your freedoms. We want to secure your freedom. And that's the kind of things that we have. Now, on the, say, matter of defense, is that we want to be international. Is that we will be focusing our defense policies on international cooperation, such as strengthening the ASEAN defense cooperation, and also cooperative exercises. But also, we realize that the military also have some roles to play in our domestic affairs. Is that the public awareness? Is that we require the public awareness of the role that is played by the MYSverse armed forces. So I believe that the that the people has to be exposed to the kind of services that we have. We have to push people to be aware of kind of the kind of activities that the military does. So I believe that we do realize that that strengthening ASEAN defense cooperation cooperative exercises are international, and we have to work with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs when we try to do. But I think this is good because that means we're going to synergize the ministries. We're going to be able to bring more activities to the armed forces, because the armed forces also require activities, not just to sharpen their level of skill, but also to bring activity, because they joined the armed forces to experience what it's like to be in the military. And I believe that is important, and I believe we have to value the armed forces for having that kind of intent. And I believe that the armed forces can do better, and they can act better when they are constantly brought those activities, when they can fill their space of their vacancy space, their schedules with more exercises, instead of just boredom and just national exercises. And I think that whenever we conduct exercises with other countries, I believe that's good for foreign affairs, that's good for the MAF, that's good for everyone. Thank you.
All right, great. I will now turn this to Liu Sitofan. Yes.
Okay. So regarding to in maybe your defense and the home affairs. Firstly, we will for for department like PDRM, we will be introducing a thing called community policing. Now, I know that some some people feels disconnected or maybe are scared of the police for whatever reason. Maybe they seem scary and all. And so the Ministry of Home Affairs, if we do get to form a government next term, we will be advising the police to assign officers as community policing officers in order to engage the public to build relationships and trust. This will greatly strengthen the bond of the people with the police department. And in terms of defense, we to increase their activities, we will be holding joint exercise with foreign countries, and we will be holding a joint defense summit, and we will also is there a point of interest?
Is there? I'm not in game, so I can't really see it.
I believe
Clash, did you bring up a point of interest?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Okay. So I believe that PDM is ignoring a very essential part of as to why the people think that it's not that police is scary or that police it's that there is a real issue of repression and institutional violence against the people. So when they propose community police, it doesn't solve the very root problem as to why the police is acting repressively. It doesn't fix the issue as to why the police is coming out in full riot gear against unarmed protesters, with protesters that only possesses signs, banners, and merely physical assemblies. So I believe that PDM isn't addressing the root problem as to why the people think that the police is quote unquote scary. That we need to be focusing on issues that are complex, because by saying that police is scary, or addressing that the policies that we need to solve them by through having a community police unit. Yes, I do agree, but does that solve the problems? Because on an institutional level, we shouldn't be carrying the voices of the people shouldn't be carrying their voices directly to PRM, although they can.
By the way, just saying we only have like 5 more minutes of this session, then we are going to the next round.
All right,
So hurry up,
I
please.
understand. Okay, I understand. But I believe that I believe that we're not addressing the root problem. Is that the government also has some obligation to be able to address the issues that people have to the police, because they are institutionally horizontal. They are institutionally equal. We have to address those problems systematically and complex. Thank you.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so go ahead.
In regards to what Clash said, I think what he said is not completely wrong. I think there is an amount of violence from police to the people itself, but I think the community police will offer a solution to this problem, and other than that, we will also be enforcing towards the police new we will be also enforcing to the police uh, regulations towards protesters and such, because I think there is already an existing existing guidelines on how to deal with protesters and all, but it might be an issue of maybe an untrained police, or maybe uneducated. So we will be looking forward to that. We will be looking forward to that direction and see how to solve its problems. So continuing, other than the about the community policing, for the defense, we will be will be holding more joint activities between armed force and police department and emergency service concerning the national security. So that is what PDM offers towards the home affairs and defense sector. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Great. So with 2 more minutes to the next session, so we'll just quickly join. We'll quickly just invite Mir to quickly summarize what we have talked about just now. Mir. Okay, thank you, Ms. Mir. We will impose a strict 3 minutes timer. I'm pretty sure it's 3 minutes. Let me quickly confirm that. It is indeed 180 seconds or 3 minutes. Yes. So each representative will have 3 minutes to answer this question. If they exceed, they will be directly muted. Thank you very much. So I will ask the first question to PDM, then to GSB, then the next question to GSB, then to BDM. All right. So first of all, will future governments, which may be led by either of the three parties or coalitions, concentrate on their attention and focus on departments led by ministries alone? All right. So, Mr. Leo Sitofan.
In regards, if we become government, uh, we will take into focus departments under the ministries, such as the Department of Health under Ministry of Home Affairs, and also many departments under Ministry of Home Affairs, actually, like the PDRM and Bomber. We will give full focus to these departments, and we will aid them with whatever we can. Maybe with the supply budget, we can maybe with supply budget, or maybe with collaboration with the developers to um to uh add their assets and all. Therefore, I think PDM is still focused, is still um committed to strive for these departments and for the betterment of the public service. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Leo Sitofan. How about you, Miss Clash?
Mr. Wirt, I'm glad you've brought this up again because it is exactly what our party, what our coalition has been doing. Because in government, like I said, we want to synergize the departments within ministries. It's important that ministries know their departments, ministries know what their portfolio is, ministries know what they could, what kind of work that they are doing. That's why that's why GSB is committed to holding not departmental but ministerial meetings with the departments under them, because it's important. Because why is this important? Because the government because the central government, the federal government, has to synergize their policies with departmental levels. Is that in, for example, in Ministry of Home Affairs, what do we have? We have, say, say the there are a lot of departments, such as say such as the police. We also have the advisory board that the ISA has. That's why it's important that we focus on those things. It's like, say, like the Ministry of Transport has SPAD. We want to try and synergize those policies that the manifesto that we have and bring them down to departmental levels, such as that the MOH has, such as the JPN, and much more. So I think that is it's incredibly important, and it's practically one of the essential points in our manifesto, is that we want to have communication between ministers, departmental heads, and departmental heads, and also agency heads. We want to bring their concerns, but also put in our policies so that they can be achieved, so they can be realized by the very people that are actually working to make these policies come true. Is that ministries cannot stand on one feet alone. It needs cooperation from other departments and agencies. It's important that it's important that ministries and ministers identify the departments that they have, and it's important that we do it comprehensively. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Clash. So nice. Last question to the same view. How will the party ensure that its manifesto is implemented consistently and transparently, and what measures will be taken to guarantee the promises are made into reality? So, Clash.
All right.
Clash? Yeah,
So
right.
in terms of manifestos, is that's why we emphasize realistic policies, but policies that are also innovative. We want to enact policies that aren't just talk or just great or advanced for the sake of it being advanced. We don't want just fancy talk and then not be able to do it. That's why we are trying to enact a lot of policies that are realistic and also innovative, that can be achieved by the people. And I think it's incredibly important that we try to achieve those policies in due time. And in terms of the transparency that we are going to bring, we want those transparency to be in the form of cabinet reports. This has been ignored by PDM. PDM hasn't been able to try and engage in cabinet reports, even though it's incredibly essential that people know what their government is doing. We want to do cabinet reports. We want to do things that hold us accountable, and we want to present those policies openly to the people instead of being exclusive and closing them down behind the walls of OSA. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Clash. All right, Mr. Liu.
Alright, so in the PDM government, it is common that we hold a cabinet meeting chaired by the Prime Minister himself. And in these cabinet meetings, every minister must report what have each ministry accomplished in regards to their manifesto. And we also actively report in government news for the people to see how the government have progressed and how the manifesto is going. So I think the point raised by cynically Clash about cabinet reports, while I do not the points raised about the cabinet reports, PDM, you are saying as if PDM does not report at all what we are doing. However, in reality, we actively report what we have been doing in this government news. So I don't know if you have been reading that, but there you go. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Sorry.
Speaker, right? Thank you, Mr. Lucy. Right. So that's enough for questions today. So each party has now shared their positions on leadership accountability and national priorities across key ministries, home affairs, finance, and whatnot. So I would like to quickly take this opportunity to wish everyone that every Form 5 persons that's watching good luck for your speaking test tomorrow. And I'll now pass it over to Mir and Jayden.
Right, that concludes our questions for this evening. Each party has now shared their positions and so on. Thank you so much, Mr. Worth, for being such a great moderator for tonight's event. Well, to all viewers watching from home and those here are in the audience can now cast your vote. Who do you believe was the best speaker tonight? Scan the QR code on your screen or join us on the Aurora Television's Discord server, YouTube live comments, National's MYSverse TikTok live, or the private news channel on MYSverse to cast your vote now. Polling will close at 12 a.m. GMT +8, and the results will be announced tomorrow through the National MYSverse and Aurora Television official Twitter and Discord server. On behalf of Aurora Television, we'd like to thank all of participants who participated and all of the participating parties and our live audience, both here at Aurora Auditorium and those joining us online. Good night, and remember, your vote shapes the next future of MYSverse. Meanwhile, Amir, do you have any comments? Saya, Jayden, daripada Aurora Television ingin ucapkan selamat. Baiklah.